Russian intercontinental ballistic missiles launched from silos in Siberia, submarines in the Arctic, and bombers from Eastern Europe begin to strike Canada and the United States. Major eastern cities like Washington, D.C., New York, Philadelphia, and Boston are wiped out in a matter of seconds. To the north, Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver suffer a similar fate. Despite the deployment of ground-based anti-missile shields like the Ground-Based Midcourse Defense, GMD, and Aegis naval interceptors, they only managed to stop a fraction of the attack. The rest falls unopposed on critical infrastructure, military bases, electrical grids, financial systems, and densely populated areas. There is no time to evacuate, only to run, to hide. 2,000 nuclear warheads have detonated globally, with 2,000 more seconds from impact. At the 60-minute mark, the old continent has succumbed. NATO's European members are erased from the political, economic, and military map. Russia's first two nuclear waves met their objective with devastating precision. Architecture, history, life. Everything has been pulverized. NATO responded with everything it had left. Trident II missiles from British submarines. French warheads launched from strategic bombers. Everything was released before it could be destroyed. Minute 70. The war is no longer just news, it's history. International networks broadcast images of smoking cities and unrecognizable landscapes. The paralyzed international community watches in silence as two superpowers mercilessly annihilate each other. It's no longer about military strategy, but about ensuring the enemy can never rise again. The second wave of ballistic missiles, this time in larger numbers and with greater precision, impacts the most distant targets. The few remaining anti-missile defenses were already devastated by the prior explosions. This time, virtually all missiles reach their intended targets. At this juncture, the United States, Russia, and Canada lie reduced to irradiated rubble. It is now minute 120. Barely more than 2 hours have elapsed since the launch of the very first missile. The entire world is plunged into a hell no one ever thought they would see. The preliminary figures are so absurd they seem fake. At least 200 million dead, 100 million on each side. And that doesn't even include the victims of the impending nuclear winter. The skies are stained with ash, and the atmosphere is filled with radioactive particles that will begin to drift with the winds. It won't matter if you lived in Mexico, India, or Southern Africa. The radioactive cloud knows no borders. The consequences will be brutal. Accelerated cancers, birth defects, species extinction, ecosystem collapses, mass poisoning of water and soil. Agricultural systems will fail. Famine will become the next silent weapon. And the saddest part is that all of this could have been avoided. Day 30. 30 days after the nuclear apocalypse, the entire Earth breathes invisible ash. No region on the planet is free from radiation. The particles thrown into the air by thousands of explosions have been carried by the winds to the most remote corners.